Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Jasmine Danielle. I make all types of lifestyle content here on this channel, from vlogs to hauls, routine videos. So if you guys like that type of content, I definitely suggest you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, go ahead and hit that notification bell. That way you know every time I upload a new video here on this channel. And also, please be sure to give my videos a big thumbs up if you enjoy them. It really does help out my channel a lot. And I'm trying to grow my channel to 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. So if you guys want to help me get there, then, you know, share, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. So yeah, so today's video, I'm gonna be honest, I had a totally different video planned to post today, but I had this on my spirit and I just felt like I needed to talk about it. I'm really, literally, this is me in real time kind of trying to like calm myself down, because y'all, I just got out of a meeting at work and I am overwhelmed, to say the least. I am having such a huge moment of imposter syndrome and anxiety. I just don't know what to do with myself right now. Like, that is just how I'm feeling. So yeah, if you guys are not familiar with what imposter syndrome is, let me Google the definition so I can tell you the accurate information. Imposter syndrome. According to Google, imposter syndrome can be defined as a collection of feelings of inadequacy that persist despite evident success. Imposters suffer from chronic self-doubt and a sense of intellectual fraudulence that override any feelings of success or external proof of their competence. Me. This is literally me right now. Like, so, okay, let's take a deep breath, scale it back for a second. I've been with the same company for a little over 6 years now. My most recent role, I was a trainer in one of the departments. Basically, I did onboarding trainings for new hires or cross trainings for current employees, you know, created training plans, did all this stuff. It was great, enjoyed it. But what I've always wanted to do and where my passion lies is in communications. I love digital communications, obviously. I have a whole YouTube channel. I've had a podcast. I love anything to do with social media, anything creative, you know, creating brand strategies, creating communication strategies. That is what I love, and that is what my master's degree is in. So I've been wanting to have a role like this since I graduated with my master's degree in 2018. And it took a lot of me advocating for myself and just telling the right people on my team that this is what I want, and really working hard to prove myself as someone that's reliable, dependable, you know, someone who gives accurate information. Like, it took a lot of proving myself in my past role in order to say, okay, this is someone we deem worthy to do this. So yeah, so I mean, I told you guys I'm gonna do a video all about manifestation, but I think just to, you know, have a quick conversation about the power of manifestation. A big part of manifestation is that you have to will yourself, but you also have to do the work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to will yourself to believe that what is meant for you is meant for you, and that you are deserving of these things, but you also have to do the work in order to position yourself to get those things, right? So that was something that I was willing to do. And now I have this role, and you guys know, like, before I went out of work on leave, from like the end of November to December, when I was, you know, doing the role, everything was cool. You know, I was doing great. I felt good, blah, blah, blah. Today, we had our 2021 communication strategy meeting, like what they want, what we need to do. And after this meeting, I want you guys to understand, this is how imposter syndrome works. Because after this meeting, I'm feeling like, what the fuck? Like, why? Why did I want to do this? Why? Am I crazy for even thinking that I could do this? Like, what is happening? But the truth of the matter is that everything that we talked about, none of it is out of my league. None of it is out of my realm of being able to do, of comprehension, of having an understanding of how to execute those things. It's just that all of it being talked about right at once, and like looking at the scope of everything that needs to be done, I'm just like, I am going to fail so hard at this. And I know that's not true, but that is just how I'm feeling right now. Like the anxiety really is like the thief of joy, because it steals your joy from you and makes you like just think and overthink about things that are so minuscule. And it's just like, I cannot be concerned about what things are going to look like 3 months from now or a year from now. I have to focus on the information that's in front of me currently and work from there. You know what I mean? And I felt like I wanted to share this with you guys, because if you've ever gone through this, then you know exactly what I'm talking about and you know exactly how I'm feeling. And if you're watching this and you've been through that, that means that you got through it, right? And I've been in so many situations where I felt like imposter syndrome was coming up and like I couldn't do something. And then obviously I'm here and I made it through that situation unscathed. So it's like, I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about that, because it is something that I think is normal, and I think it comes up anytime that you're moving on to like the next level, you're moving on to the next stage. Like there's always going to be challenges on your way there. Like you always are going to have to, quote unquote, prove yourself. You know what I mean? Like I never expected to get in this role and then just coast my way through. That just wasn't going to happen. Like I knew that I had to step up and I knew that I had to show and prove. And that was why I wanted this role, was because I wanted a role where I could, you know, express myself and be creative and have, you know, creative license to do and to take these things that I was looking at on a regular basis in my last role and being like, ugh, we could have did something different here. You know what I mean? Like this is my chance basically to show that I can do this. So I just found this article, and I will have a link to the article below for you guys. But basically they give you 10 steps of how to like get over your imposter syndrome. Also, apparently the person that wrote this article also did a TED Talk in which they also talked about this. So I will link the TED Talk as well, and I'm probably gonna watch it when I get done. But yeah, so the 10 steps that they give. So number 1, break the silence. Basically, they're just saying that like it's important for you to talk about your fraudulent feelings, which I think is like why my natural reaction was to get on here and talk to you guys about it, because like I didn't want to hold this inside and like just be feeling like this all day. And not that I'm trying to dump it on you guys, but I think that there's an important lesson here, and you know, talking about these feelings, because I mean, I think so many people walk around feeling like this, and it's like, not that I'm even looking for validation, but it's just more so it's cathartic for me to feel those feelings, talk about it, and then move on. You know what I mean? Like now that it's out there, I can move on and I can do the work. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just for me what it means. And that's basically what they're saying here too. So number 2, they're saying to separate feelings from fact. There are definitely times where you'll feel stupid. It happens to everyone from time to time. Realize that even because you feel stupid doesn't mean you are. And I think that's so true. Like I said, everything that was assigned to me, everything we talked about for this year as far as the communication goals for our department, none of that is outside of my wheelhouse. None of that is outside of my scope of what I can do. I have the skills, I have the knowledge, and I have the background to do all of those things and execute them well. It's just that, you know, obviously right now I'm feeling overwhelmed by the magnitude of it all. So I just have to really come to the realization that I am capable and separate my feelings from the facts of the matter is that I know I can do it. So then it says to recognize when you should feel fraudulent. So I'm going to read what they put here, because they frame it in such a good way. So they say a sense of belonging fosters confidence. If you're the only one of a few people in a meeting, classroom, field, or workplace who look or sound like you, or are much older or younger, then it's only natural you'd sometimes feel like you don't fit in. Plus, if you're the first woman, person of color, person with a disability to achieve something in your world, you know, whatever that may be, then there's a double kind of added pressure to represent your entire group. So instead of taking your self-doubt as a sign of your ineptness, recognize that it might be a normal response to being on the receiving end of social stereotypes, incompetence, and intelligence. I don't feel like that necessarily falls on me 100%, but I do understand that there are instances where, yeah, like you might feel out of place a little bit. I totally understand and recognize that. I don't necessarily feel out of place. I just feel like I don't want to let anyone down, you know what I mean? And that's not really even something that I should be taking on. Like, I don't think I'm going to let anyone down. I just want to make sure. I'm a perfectionist, and I know that I cannot help it, you guys. I'm very much a type A person. I'm used to just being good and for things coming naturally to me. So I have to let that go a little bit, you know what I mean? But anyways, all right, so then number 4 says accentuate the positive. So the good news is being a perfectionist means you care deeply about the quality of your work. The key is to continue to strive for excellence when it matters most, but don't persevere over routine tasks and forgive yourself when the inevitable mistakes happen. So yeah, literally what I was just saying. So I needed that. See, that was like right on time. 5, develop a healthy response to failure and mistake making, which I think I'm pretty good about that anyway. Like, I know mistakes are inevitable. Like, no one's perfect, obviously. So I feel like if I do make a mistake, I'm really good about owning them and just like learning from that situation and carrying on. I don't try to harp on it too long. Obviously, you have moments where like you kind of beat yourself up, like, oh my God, how did I miss that? You know, mistakes happen, and you know, it's nothing too big that can't be fixed is usually how I kind of frame that. So yeah, I feel good about that one. 6, write the rules, RIGHT, the rules. If you've been operating under misguided rules like I should always know the answer or never ask for help, start asserting your rights. Listen, that is a big one. I literally wrote down in my notes yesterday, you guys. Oh my gosh. I literally wrote down in my notes yesterday, don't be afraid to ask questions. Nothing wrong with wanting to know more. It's okay to ask for help. I literally wrote this down yesterday because I am someone who I really just try to find answers on my own. I really try to just find the solution to whatever problem I'm having on my own. I don't like asking for help, and that's at work and in my real life. Like, I make it harder on myself by trying to go out and do it on my own and find the answer. And it's like, girl, you could have had this figured out in like 5 minutes if you just asked, oh girl. Like, you know what I mean? And so I'm trying to get I'm putting this down. So I'm trying to get better about that in 2021. Let me know if you guys are like that. It's just really hard for me. Like, I hate depending on other people sometimes, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to get better about that. That is something that I'm working on in 2021, especially at work. It's just asking for help if I need it. Number 7 says to develop a new script. So basically it's saying to kind of rewire the way you talk to yourself, like that internal dialogue, which I have done a lot of work in this area throughout the years. Thank God, shout out to therapy. I've done a lot of work in that, and I feel like for my self-esteem and like self-worth and stuff like that, it's been great. Like, I could not tell you the last time I've had like negative thoughts about myself. But when it comes to my professional career and like YouTube and stuff like that, I am very hard on myself about how the quality of things look, or, you know, wanting my work to be quote unquote perfect or as close to perfect as possible, error free. And I need to really work on that internal script and that internal dialogue that I have for myself when it comes to that, because that is also what is adding to the feeling of imposter syndrome. So that's a good one. I'm gonna work on that. Number 8 says to visualize success. So basic says just to imagine yourself, you know, successfully handling your presentation or successfully, you know, whatever. So I think that's something that I'm going to work on as well, to see myself, you know, tackling all of these things that they've provided for me today and like doing them successfully and everyone being excited and happy and getting the praise. Okay, maybe not all of that, but yeah, I can work on that as well. Number 9, reward yourself. Y'all know I have no problem doing that. Break the cycle of continually seeking and then dismissing validation outside of yourself by learning to pat yourself on the back. I'm really bad about like taking, like if someone has like a good job, Jasmine, like you killed that, I have a hard time just being like, thank you. Like a lot of times I'm just like, oh girl, it wasn't nothing, it's no big deal. Like really brushing it off. And it's like, no, like you should really celebrate your wins and you should really celebrate yourself. So that's something that I'm really trying to get better at, because I'm like that in all areas of my life. It's okay to accept compliments. It's okay to accept, you know, when someone wants to recognize your work. So Number 10, this one is funny. It says, fake it till you make it. Now and then we all have to fly by the seat of our pants. So instead of considering it winging it as proof of your ineptness, learn to do what many high achievers do and view it as a skill. Don't wait until you feel confident to start putting yourself out there. Courage comes from taking risk. And I think that is so true. And I think that's a great way to end that. I'm glad that's number 10, because I really put myself out there when I had conversations with people about wanting to do this role and really selling myself on why I could do it. So it's time for me to really take that, my own words, and apply them to myself and say, hey, you got this. Like, you can do this. You don't have anything to be worried about. And I just need to be more confident in my own abilities, and so I'm going to do that. So yeah, oh my gosh, I already feel so much better after just talking about this with you guys, just because this really, like, literally my meeting ended at like 10:50. It's 11:23, y'all, and I was just like, what? Like, I was literally having a moment, and I do feel so much better. I already wrote down, like, okay, I need to, come up with like my own schedule of how, like, I need to have things done, and I'm just gonna take everything one step at a time, because that's all I can do. I can't work on 75 different things at once. My mind does not operate like that. I really have to prioritize and work from there. So that is what I'm gonna be working on pretty much for the rest of the day. I have a couple of little assignments that I need to take care of first, but for the rest of the day, I really am just going to work on creating my own sort of schedule for myself, breaking things down, chunking things out, and figuring out what's most important to tackle first, and start there. So yeah, I just wanted to say, if you guys have ever been in a situation where you've dealt with imposter syndrome, or maybe you've gotten anxiety from starting a new job, or trying out a new skill or something, you just feel like, why did I sign myself up for this? I totally understand how you guys feel, but just know that we all are capable. We can do anything we put our minds to, literally. Like, I already know that. And so we have the capability to do this, and we just have to take our time, and we just really have to, focus on what's right in front of us right now, and don't get so caught up in what the outcome may look like, or what may happen 2 weeks, 2 months, a year down the line. We just have to focus on today. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on today and what I can handle today. So deep breath. I feel so much better, honestly. Wow. So anyways, thank you guys so much. Sorry for this sort of impromptu video. I know it was a little bit maybe erratic. I'm not sure, but this is real life, y'all. This is real life. And I just had to share that with y'all because y'all are my fam, and I know y'all understand. So yeah, be sure, like I said, leave a comment down below and just, tell me how you kind of overcome your feelings of imposter syndromes or anxiety, if you've ever dealt with either one. I would love to know your tips and tricks if you have any. Yeah, like I said, I'll leave a link to this article as well as to the TED Talk in the description box below. And yes, so I don't really have much else to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all are having a great day and a great week, or whenever you're watching this, and I will talk to you guys in my next video.